Hey guys, this is Sam the Geek and this is Samuel Rambles. I'm doing this over Gears of War footage with Mr. Gore the Movie God because basically I am, it's Lazy Sunday, still just really not looking good at all because I don't feel like doing anything today. And basically this is already in my iMovie queue, so fuck it. Anyway, I would like to thank all of you guys on Twitter and Facebook who messaged me asking if I was okay for my car accident. And yeah, I'm okay. The other car got actually more damage than I did. It wasn't my fault. This asshole was driving over the top of a cliff going like 60 or 70 on a 30-mile road. And I started to pull out, and then he was still storming down there, and he tried to stop. He put his foot on the brake and got down to 20 miles per hour and then hit me. For some reason his car was really fucked up, and mine was totaled, but it wasn't fucked up. It was the door got dented in all the way, and it would cost more to repair the car than the car was worth. And I'm gonna get it repaired, but I'm not gonna get it fancily repaired. I'm just gonna get it so I can drive it, because it's still kind of totaled, so I couldn't drive it. So I'm just gonna get that so I could drive it. I don't need some fancy smancy car. And it was kind of a fancy smancy car, but it was a hand-me-down, so I didn't lose any money. So I'm just going to get that repaired, and I'm going to go and, start driving again, because my immobility kind of sucks. Because then I'm back to where I have nothing to do again, and that kind of really sucks. Yeah, and I'm going to start off by addressing the PC video. People who hated the PC video, no, my specs were fine. My specs were perfectly fucking fine. I had no issue with the specs. B, I did know what the problems were and how the fuck to fix them. My point of the video is, why the fuck do you have to deal with these problems? My biggest issue with PC gamers is that they attack the developers in the wrong way. I mean, they attack them for, trying to prevent piracy, instead of attacking them for, making their fucking game almost, so hard to run and so stupid to access files and the patches and, all this other stupid shit that goes on in the game. That's my issue. I mean, you guys don't bitch at the developers for the right reasons. And the fact is that yes, you can fix it. Yes, you can get around it. But do console gamers have to get around it? Do console gamers have to fix it? No. And the problem is that you're negatively affecting the console gamers when you don't do this shit. I mean, before last generation, a game would come out and it would be, for the most part, 100% ready to go out the box. Nowadays, we're expected to wait for a fucking patch, just like you guys, when a game comes out. And that's a thing that negatively affects the industry. When people say something negatively affects the industry, Xbox Live is not going to negatively affect the industry, because Xbox Live has a completely different model than PlayStation Network. Whereas PlayStation Network, the reason you don't need to pay for anything is because Sony doesn't run anything. It's all on the third-party developers, and if the third-party developers ever wanted to, they could charge you individually for each game to get on. And that's just how it is. And whereas Xbox Live, they don't want their developers to have that much power in, to randomly just one day say, okay, Red Dead Redemption is going to cost $7.85 a month. They have complete control over their servers because they run them, and you pay to run those servers. That's Xbox Live. It's a completely different service. And they have complete management over, things like title updates and DLC and stuff. The only place where Xbox Live developers have complete manageability over their games is indie games. And indie games can do whatever they want, and including run dedicated servers, which is why I laugh when people say Xbox Live doesn't run dedicated servers. You can. It all depends on what the manufacturer wants. If someone wants to pony up enough money to run their own dedicated servers, they can. EA does it all the time. EA runs on their own specific dedicated servers, and they run fine. They can put out free DLC. They can do all that shit. It's only if you run through Microsoft servers is where you're going to have the problems. And what confuses me is that why doesn't Valve just use the same dedicated servers they use to run Left 4 Dead and use it for and just use it to access, the free DLC, to have the DLC free. I don't understand that. Because they use their own dedicated servers for Left 4 Dead, but they won't do it for the DLC? That just confuses me. I don't know. Anyway, that's just my issue with people, and I have a lot of them. And then to address the PC gamers again, I know it's not all your fault, but it's just like, it's just bullshit. We shouldn't have to wait for these patches. The product should be complete out the box, and that's my major issue with games nowadays. And it's this mentality of we can fix it through a patch that pisses me off. I mean, Gears of War here is the perfect fucking example. When this game came out, the multiplayer was shit, and it took them 2 or 3 patches to finally fix it. In fact, it's still not completely fixed, and they're still fixing shit, but it should have been like this out the box. And the Xbox 360 is the same reason, and it all started because of this fucking hard drive mentality. And don't get me wrong, I love the fact that we have hard drives, otherwise I wouldn't be able to play all my awesome Xbox Live Arcade games and stuff. In a lot of ways it is beneficial, but in some ways it's backlash. With everything there is, good things and bad things that are introduced, and that's the problem. And, it's just ridiculous. At this point, it's fucking ridiculous. And, I don't know. I just think that they should, like, Kinect and Move are coming out. Move's coming out this month. Kinect's coming out next month. And they both are not going to be complete at launch. And that really bugs me. That really bugs me. What about the next launch of consoles? What are they going to do? Are they all going to be like the Xbox 360 was at launch? And, like, have no HDMI and we have to wait for that? And you have, all this other shit? And that's what really bugs me. They're not going to be fully compatible with the systems at launch. Kinect's not going to have full language support at launch. Like, just little things. And it just annoys me. Like, why can't you delay these for later? I mean, Kinect is up against Call of Duty, and fucking Move is up against Halo. It's like they're put at stupid dates anyway. Why can't you just, wait a while and release them when they're fully done, fully complete, and everything works out the box? I don't know. It's easily preventable, and they don't do it. I mean, I can excuse the Xbox 360 a little bit because they had no idea the fuck that was coming, and even if they did, there would be no way to stop it. And they needed to get out of the market right away because of the pressure Sony put on them. But, that's all well and good, and that's all that's going to happen. But that's just how it is. And I don't know what's going on. But, that's just life. There's really not much I can do about it. There's really no reason why I should even be complaining about it. And to people who think I complain way too much, you're right. But, I don't. I complain because I just, that's what I use rambles and shit for. That's just to complain, because this is a complaining outlet. And a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. Now, to address what people said about me being Libertarian and Republican, here's the thing. People want to know why I'm not in the Libertarian Party and why I chose the Republican Party over the Libertarian Party. The fact is that I don't really agree with the Libertarian Party because Libertarians really don't agree with each other much. And I hate the mentality of a lot of Libertarians that you're either not Libertarian enough or too Libertarian, or just you expect this but not this. The problem with that is that a lot of Libertarians are for freedom of speech, but they're not open-minded. And the Libertarian Party is especially like this. And I also don't like the really, really shady World's Smallest Political Quiz. I mean, it used to be good, but I took it the other day, and the only way to get liberal or conservative the only way to get liberal is if I mark all zeros on, I have to mark all zeros on economic and all very much agree on social issues and all disagree on economic issues in order to get liberal. And the only way I can get conservatives is if I mark all yes on economic and all no on fucking social issues. And otherwise you'll get libertarian, and that's it. And if you don't know, the majority of the world is centrist. And that's the truth. I mean, we all have different conflicting ideas, but for the most part, we're centrist, and America is mostly centrist right. And that's just how life is. And the fact that I can't score centrist easy, or I can't score centrist right easy, is disturbing to me. And the majority of score is libertarian, no matter how much you do it, and that's a huge issue. And I think it's very shady, especially since the Libertarian Party goes around areas handing out these pamphlets to take this quiz, and the majority of people score Libertarian. Why? Because the test is basically almost everybody is Libertarian. And that's an issue, because they just want people to sign up for their party, and it's a very greedy attitude, and I really don't like it. And that's my issue with the Libertarian Party in general. And I think that the Republican Party has enough of libertarian values that I would, support it. And the fact is that it has enough libertarian candidates that I can support it. Like Ron Paul and the Tea Party movement, for the most part, is libertarian. And it's just, it's just a good way to go if you are a libertarian and don't want to join the Libertarian Party. Plus, if I'm in the Libertarian Party, I can't vote in the primaries, which is a huge issue for me, especially on the state level. So that's my problem with, that's my problem with the Libertarian Party, and that's why I'm not in the Libertarian Party, even though I support the philosophy of the Libertarians. So, yeah. And for the most part, it's just how it is. I know I've been saying that a lot, but that's the truth. You really can't change much in the world, and that kind of sucks. But you realize this at a certain point, and that's why I don't really try to change things anymore. And for people asking my opinion on recent, operating systems, my opinion has drastically changed from the past, because it seems like the Linux community, for the most part, it's just gone complete shit. I mean, it's just, Android is the best OS on Linux now, and it's bad. I mean, it hasn't gotten any more user-friendly. It's gone the opposite direction. It's actually more difficult to use. The sound drivers are still shit, and the whole operating system has just gone to shit. It really has. And as for macOS, Snow Leopard's a piece of shit. Like, it's literally a dumbed down version of Leopard, and I hate it. And Windows 7 is decent, and that's the problem. When I thought I'd never see Windows as the best operating system on the market again, and unfortunately it is. Windows 7 is the best operating system to date on the market as of now. I mean, the older operating systems are better, but using stuff that you can't really buy old operating systems anymore. So I don't really count those. So as of right now, Windows 7 is the best operating system on the market, which I find very unfortunate, but that's the case. And I blame Apple's iPhone and iPad success for their laziness on their operating system. And Linux, I can't make excuses for you, because you're all user-run. So I don't know. Linux just sucks nowadays. And it sucks because it could have been something amazing. And when Android's your best Linux, and now that their iPhone and iPad users actually outnumber Linux users, it's a big problem. And nobody seems to be addressing it, and nobody seems to care. And that's one of Linux's huge problems, is that the apathy of wanting to get bigger. Nobody really wants to get bigger in the Linux industry, and that's why nobody takes us seriously as Linux users. I still run Ubuntu 8.04 on a couple of machines, but, I don't feel like upgrading them because the latest versions are crap. And that's my opinion, but, it's just an opinion. And I think that Linux still has potential, but as of right now, no one's doing anything with it, and it kind of sucks. So, that's just my opinion, guys. And, I know I'm going to anger a lot of people with this, so just let me know what you thought in the comments on, Facebook, YouTube, Vidler, or reply me on Twitter. And join my crowd on Ustream. I'd appreciate it. I'm going to do a lot more live streams soon, and I might do one tomorrow. So stay tuned. Samuel out.